There are so many watch brands worthy of attention, many more that aren't. How do you decide where to spend your cash? Hi and welcome to Last Watch. After the excitement of picking up the Omega Railmaster, today's watch may be a much needed reality check. A week or so before Christmas, I was contacted by Nordgreen, who were gracious enough to offer me a watch for review. As they currently have 4 designs in production, I flipped a coin and ordered their Pioneer. Nordgreen are a relatively new brand based in Copenhagen in Denmark. It was founded by lifelong friends Pascal Sivam and Vasily Brandt. The brand name represents their Nordic identity and the efforts they take to be sustainable and socially responsible. A lot of companies pride themselves on getting involved with community projects and reducing their carbon footprint. Nordgreen would appear to have gone several steps further. You can be assured that all efforts have been taken to use what they call sustainable production processes and the use of recyclable packaging. But more than that, if you purchase a Nordgreen watch, then a portion of the funds will be donated to a charity of your choosing. Well, actually, it's one of 3 charities that Nordgreen are partnered with, but you get to decide where the donation goes. It's simply a matter of waiting for your watch to arrive and using the serial number and a unique authentication code to validate one of the chosen causes. Currently, you have the choice of Water for Good, providing clean water in Central Africa, Pratham UK, who are educating children in India, and Cool Earth, helping to preserve the rainforest in Latin America. Nordgreen have gone out of their way to emphasise that they do everything the right way, the Danish way, and that way is looking after each other and the planet. Sticking with the Danish theme, they employed Scandinavian designer Jakob Wagner to design their watches. Jakob has more than 20 years' experience working for several international companies, the biggest of which was Bang & Olufsen. His watch designs are described as a perfect balance between minimalism and functionality. The question is, are they any good? Before we get started, I would appreciate if you could take the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, then many thanks for your support. The more of you that watch, then the more content I can bring you. If it's not already clear, then I should point out that today's watch has been sent to me free of charge, and I get to keep it regardless of what I have to say. I should also add that I'm not being paid for this review, but Nordgreen have provided me with a discount code for you, my viewers, should you decide to buy one of their watches. More on that later. Now let's dive into the Pioneer. The watch arrived in a padded envelope within which was a long box not unlike the premium Timex range. A Nordgreen branded grey cardboard box protected by a white sleeve, no leatherette here. A pull on a white silk tab revealed the Pioneer presented in a felt-lined drawer. The subtlest of finger holes gained entry into the back of the box, where you find a cardboard envelope of sorts containing the instruction manual, 2-year guarantee, and a certificate of authenticity required for the aforementioned charity donation. Looking at the specs, we have a diameter of 41.9mm, a lug-to-lug length of 46.2mm, a lug width of 19.8mm, and a case thickness measuring 12.5mm to the top of a slightly domed crystal. The weight of the watch on this leather strap is a mere 74.5 grams. We have an almost perfectly round case shape apart from the addition of some thick wire style lugs, both of which are a brushed stainless steel. The Pioneer also comes in a gunmetal and rose gold if you're looking for a more daring finish. The profile has a truckle shape. If you like your cheese, then you'll know what I mean. It has an entirely flat bottom, the only protrusions being the lugs which sit on the lower half of the case, dropping out at a 45-degree angle. They look quite short and stubby compared to the watch's height. The bezel blends very well with the case shape and is barely noticeable. It frames an ever so slightly raised and very slightly domed sapphire crystal. On the right hand side of the case we have the crown and the 2 pushers for the chronograph complication. The crown has a crimped bottle top edge and is etched with the Nordgreen leaf. The curvature of the case allows for a fingernail to gain enough access to pop the crown out for adjusting the time and date. The pushers are simple, unadorned cylindrical buttons. No decoration to speak of, and like the crown and case, are brushed. Beneath the sapphire crystal we have an onyx black bicompact dial. The two subdials are sunken into the main dial, a bit like entering the deep end of a swimming pool as their contoured edges delve deeper into the watch. The right dial is a small seconds. It has white indices around its perimeter at 5-second intervals. At its centre there is a black rounded stick hand with a white inlaid tip, starting halfway along its length. The dial to the left is the chronograph minute hand. This has 5-minute indices with smaller markers for each passing minute. The centre of this dial also has a black rounded stick hand, the inlaid tip of which is red. Just below the 12 o'clock position we have the Nordgreen logo, a white printed leaf. Below this are 2 lines of text, a prominent Nordgreen sitting on top of the word Copenhagen. Above the 6 o'clock position is a deep circular window displaying a white date on a black background. This reminds me very much of the Magic 8 Ball. I'm almost tempted to ask it how the review is going and give it a quick shake. There are 3 hands at the centre of the dial, again very simple elongated rounded stick hands. The hour and minute hands are brushed metal with a black painted centre line. Sitting bolt upright towards the 12 o'clock marker we have a black chronograph hand, the tip of which is red. The red tips on both of the chronograph hands are a nod to Nordgreen's sustainable ethos, as they represent the red tips found on wind turbines throughout Denmark. The chronograph hand has a reassuring click on both the start and reset pushes. The second hand sweeps at 4 beats per second and flies back to its start position, whereas the small minute hand jumps. Around the dial we have a black chapter ring that rises to meet the crystal, completely covering the rehaut. This has applied brushed markers for the hour positions in the style of a chain link, or given their diminutive size, a paperclip might be more apt. Between these, more printed white minute markers. The rear of the watch is a simple affair, a snap-on caseback displaying an etched illustration, an abstract of a growing plant breaking soil, representing the seeds of a greener future. Below its roots the Pioneer name. Around this we find out that the watch has a water resistance of 5 atmospheres or 50 metres, that it was designed in Denmark, confirmation of the sapphire crystal, and the all-important serial number. We are also told that this watch has a Japanese movement. It's hard to judge the accuracy of the quartz movement as the small seconds dial does not have second markers, but engaging the chronograph shows the hand ticking at 4 beats per second as it glides around the dial. The watch strap is a fairly basic black leather band with matching black stitching. It starts at 20mm between the lugs and tapers to less than 18mm at its tip. I have a 7-inch wrist. It looks like the strap would easily accommodate anything from a 6.5 to 8-inch wrist. This strap, like all the others from Nordgreen, does benefit from quick release spring bars. Handy if you like to change your straps more often than your pants. The strap is finished with a polished tang and buckle. It might have made more sense to have this brushed like the watch. Overall, the watch wears smaller than its 42mm diameter, aided by its short lugs and flat caseback. The sapphire glass is a welcome addition to a fairly basic watch, its dome bringing some nice distortions, but its lack of anti-reflective coating makes the black dial very difficult to read, turning the glass into a very effective mirror. The design is minimalist, but the markers lack contrast and aren't bold enough to be read. If you're looking for Nomos on a budget, then I would continue your search elsewhere. The brushing of the case is done well enough, but you can see that they've cut some corners between the lugs. Now I have to shoulder some of the blame here. I ordered a minimalist black dial watch with a lump of sapphire crystal sitting on top. My wife pointed out that the white dial variant was a much nicer watch, and it's a rare occasion when it happens, but I have to agree with her. God, I'm pleased she doesn't watch my videos. I think the legibility issues would have been solved by choosing the blue or white dial, but I ordered a default black. This watch is also quite pricey for what is in effect a simple chronograph with a Japanese quartz movement, coming in at £219. Again my fault, I chose the most expensive watch that Nordgreen have in production. They do however have 3 other watches starting at £144, the Philosopher, the Native and the Infinity, of which you get to choose up to 3 different case sizes and 4 different finishes and various strap options. If you're on the fence and tempted to make a purchase, as mentioned earlier, Nordgreen have given me a discount code giving you 15% off anything they have on their website. Be sure to use the link in the video description below and use the code LASTWATCH15. Now if you're into high horology, then I don't think these watches are for you. If you're looking to buy your first watch, or even a gift for someone that isn't a big watch nut but does have a social conscience, then Nordgreen might be the place to look. Their styling and price range put Nordgreen squarely in the fashion watch sector with the likes of Movement and Fossil, but unlike those brands, Nordgreen have a unique selling point: their Giving Back program. This makes them the perfect gift for anyone looking to be a benefactor. Unfortunately, I kinda missed the boat with this review. Had I been given this watch, say in November of last year, for a review in time for the Christmas market, then I reckon loads of you would either have bought this watch or gifted it to friends and family. They wouldn't just be getting a new watch, they'd also get the opportunity to donate to a worthy cause, a gift that keeps on giving. I am sometimes guilty of being a bit of a cynic. It's refreshing to find a brand that seems to be pushing social responsibility. Let me know your thoughts on Nordgreen and if you think their watches are worthy of your cash. Keeping with the Nordgreen philosophy, I've decided to give this watch away. One of you lucky viewers will have the opportunity to get it on your wrist. Be sure to keep an eye out for further details in my next review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.